But guys, if you're waiting till January to start your fitness journey, you might as well just don't even start it. Like, you might as well just give up right now. But if you don't start right now and build your habits now, waiting till January will not make a single difference in your, like, if you're stuck on bad habits for a very long time, at a certain point, it'll never change. You'll just have those bad habits for the rest of your life. Yo, what's going on with you guys? It's King Edward here with another video, guys, for you guys. I'm here doing my nightly walks. I'm basically every day I try to get 10,000 steps a day. That's kind of what I'm targeting. I know people say that getting 10K steps is kind of overhyped and, like, you know, not really something necessary. But for me, I just want to be productive and be active. Technically, today's a rest day for me, so usually I take today as a rest day. But for me, I'm just doing a quick walk around my neighborhood, nothing crazy, just to get some little, you know, last minute activity levels before I go to sleep. Because I think it's really important to get some steps in. I know I preach about the importance of, like, you know, lifting weights, but it's also really, really important to get your steps in and do some form of cardio. That's what I've come to realize, guys. But that's besides the point. I don't want to go too in depth on the overall cardio aspect and the actual, you know, workout routine. I want to just talk to you guys for a minute as I'm walking, because I've done some reflecting recently, and I just realized, like, I've done some, like, how do I describe it? Like, you know, perspective reflecting. So what I've come to realize is that a lot of people are struggling on the fitness journey, or a lot of people don't even want to start the fitness journey, because mainly because a lot of people, what I've come to realize and what I've concluded, I've definitely come to a very solid conclusion that most people, they just don't have, how do I say this? They're very comfortable, and they don't have the urge to embrace uncomfortability and embrace sacrifice. That's the main key thing that I realized. Most people who are big and overweight, or most people who are just unhealthy in general, who thought about losing weight, who thought about having a better, healthier lifestyle in general, but they've never fully committed, they never saw results, or they never really wanted to really commit themselves, is mainly because, guys, most people, they don't have the sacrifice. They don't want to commit a sacrifice, and basically these two tie in together. So sacrifice and overall comfortability. Most people are very, very comfortable and do not want to embrace this comfortability. And because what I've come to realize on this fitness journey, guys, is that you're going to have to really, really embrace discomfort. Because think about it, human bodies are the way I feel like God created the human body is to be active. But based on society and how society is going nowadays, our body is just programmed to just take things easy, don't accept any hard challenges or any difficulties. I feel like people don't realize that our body is meant for so much physical wear and tear. But, you know, like I was saying, based on society and how society is, like, evolving, it's only going to get worse too, by the way. It's only going to get worse. But like I said, based on how society is evolving, most people don't want to do something that's discomforting. And I'm gonna be real with you. If you're even semi-serious about losing weight, you have to be able to embrace this comfortability and understand the importance of sacrifice, especially early on in your fitness journey. If you're very, very early on in your fitness journey and you're big and overweight, like I was at one point, I used to weigh over 300 plus pounds. And I probably should have started with that. Guys, I used to weigh over 300 plus pounds when I first started my fitness journey. I was super big and overweight. I was super obese. And reflecting back on it, the main key thing that was making me big and overweight was my super, super lazy attitude, my comfortability attitude, my acceptance of anything, my unwillingness to embrace pain and sacrifice. And only now is when I'm realizing and reflecting on how I got to where I originally was till now. And yeah, guys, it's important, especially if you're big and overweight and you really want to lose weight, you have to understand the importance of embracing discomfortability, because this journey is a long journey. And I mean, honestly, if you can sacrifice 6 months, if you're super big and overweight, I like saying 6 months because it's a safe, not too crazy long, but a very good time to see a lot of success and a lot of progress if you're locked in for 6 months, because you're gonna have to learn how to sacrifice for those 6 months. But most people, like I said, they're not willing to sacrifice what they want. They're not willing to sacrifice what they need to sacrifice to get to where they want to get to, which I don't understand. I mean, obviously I can't. I understood at one point, but now with my mindset, it's hard for me not to be like, okay, sacrifice 6 months to literally change the trajectory for the rest of my life. That seems like a pretty good deal in my opinion. 6 months versus the rest of your life. What's the trade-off there? Like literally nothing, just 6 months. So I think it's important, guys, that if you're really stuck or like you have thought about your fitness journey or you've thought about trying to lose weight, it's really important, guys, to really understand the importance of sacrifice and embracing discomfortability, because that's the only way, once you've come to terms with that, that's the only way, guys, you can ultimately see yourself losing weight. It's to fully embrace being discomfortable and just embracing the pain and sacrifice you're gonna have to give up to get to your goals. Because like I said, for me, it's literally like 9:30 p.m. at night. And I know most people are asleep. Most people aren't doing what I'm doing. Even though it's simple, simply walking. It's nothing crazy, nothing taxing, physically taxing, but it's still a physical activity that I'm currently doing that most average people right now are not doing. So it's very, very easy, guys, like I've said, like I'm gonna say to you, it's very easy to separate yourself from the very, very average. It's like it's super easy. As a matter of fact, even doing the bare minimum is not even impressive, but it's a start in my opinion. So literally, simply going for a walk every day for an hour will definitely help you. But like I said, most people that I've come to realize, they don't want to do the little things. They want to just stay home, watch the NFL games, watch a Netflix movie, chill, and they don't want to embrace sacrifice and embrace change. They want to be very comfortable. And to get to your goals, guys, as far as your fitness goals, you're going to have to be able to embrace sacrifice and discomfortability. Because without that, you won't be able to see any progress. And it's just something that I've come to realize reflecting back on my overall fitness journey and just sharing this with you, because there's going to be days where you're going to want to give up, especially when you're early on in your fitness journey. I feel like the most crucial point and like the hardest part of, I feel like 90% of people's fitness journey is literally the beginning stages, the first month and a half. Because the first month and a half, that's when people are trying different workouts, trying different diets. Oh man, my shit's going blurry. Let me get back in focus. That's when most people try different fad diets, try different workouts, they try different methods they see online to try to get quick results. And as you guys know, my shit is still fucking blurry. And as you guys know, the New Year's is coming up, so I know when the New Year comes around, a lot of people are gonna try to start their fitness journey right then and there. And that was me at one point. I mean, I would say a few years ago, I would literally wait for the January to take my shit super serious. But guys, if you're waiting till January to start your fitness journey, you might as well just don't even start it. Like, you might as well just give up right now. Like, I'm gonna be so real with you and give you the best advice I can give you as like a normal guy just doing his daily walks. Simply give up right now. If you want to wait till January 1st to start your fitness journey, give up. Just give that shit up, because I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to see any progress if you don't start now. Like literally now. Today is October 8th. By the time I post this video, it'll be October 9th. But if you don't start right now and build your habits now, waiting till January will not make a single difference in your life. Because ultimately, I don't even see that as a sacrifice by you waiting till January, because January is technically like the new year, fresh start. So you wanting to wait for the new year to start your fitness journey, I think is kind of a joke and something that I don't even take serious, honestly. So it's important, guys, if you're serious about your fitness journey and serious about losing weight, it's very, very important to start today. Like literally, it would have been best to start yesterday. But as you guys know, the saying goes, the best time to start something was yesterday. The second best time to plant a seed is today. So it's never too late, but it's always, I don't want to say it's never too late, because at some point it will be too late. I'm going to be real with you. Because if you wait too long, your habits will just never change. I personally feel like if you're stuck on bad habits for a very long time, at a certain point, it'll never change. You'll just have those bad habits for the rest of your life. So that's my personal opinion on that. That people say that that people can change. I don't believe that for 1 second. I feel like after some time, your bad habits will just stick with you forever, because you're just so used to it. Like I said, most human beings in general, people in general, they're very, very satisfied with being comfortable and doing the regular day-to-day routine. And it's very, very hard to get somebody out of their comfort zone. Very hard. So guys, I want to just share that it's really, really important to really try to embrace this comfortability and try to understand that if you want to see serious results in your fitness goals, you have to be able to embrace discomfort. You have to get out of your comfort zone, especially early on, because like I said, the hardest part is always in the beginning, because that's the newest phase. That's when you're trying new things out, trying to see what works out for you. More than likely, if it's super easy in the beginning, you're probably not doing something that you should be doing. Like it shouldn't be super complicated and super hard for you to maintain. Let me just put it this way. For a beginner starting the fitness journey, if you're starting it, to know you're starting it correctly, it should feel very, very challenging, but it should not also feel like it's unsustainable. So what I mean by that is, it's very, very important to make sure, obviously, the first thing, if you're trying to lose weight, making sure you're in a calorie deficit. So you're obviously gonna feel hungry after some time. You going from eating a bunch of calories to now tracking your calories and maybe eating a certain calorie limit that's like super, not super restricted, but like let's say let's say you've done your research and you found out that you need to eat, that you've been eating like 4,000 calories to get to your current goal, but to lose weight, and you calculated it, you've done your calculation and found out that you need to eat like maybe 2,000 calories, which is a big drop, but still sustainable. I would say eating 2,000 calories for an average man 5'8" shouldn't be too hard. But you will feel hungry, like I said, because that's an adjustment to your body. Your body is so used to eating 4,000 calories. So now changing it to 2,000 will be an adjustment, which is what, like I said, that discomfortability that your body was not used to, but it needs to get used to it. So like it's important, once you realize that you can eat 2,000 calories and you're working out 3 to 5 days a week, doing a consistent workout split, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't have to spend hours in the gym. If you're spending over two hours in the gym, you're probably doing something too much, and it's not gonna be sustainable, guys. This is something you want it to be sustainable, but also a challenge at the same time. You don't want it to be, you literally want to have a happy medium when it comes to your fitness journey, especially early on in your journey, because if it's not a happy medium, it's gonna be super hard and super difficult for you to stick to it long term. So ultimately, guys, like I said, you have to be able to mix both a challenge while also making it sustainable. So if you're not able to do that early on in your if you're not able to realize that early on in your fitness journey and like figure that out, it'll be tough for you to stick through it. So that's why, for me, one thing I wish I would have done earlier was had a coach. I currently have a coach now, and I would say I'm pretty far off of my fitness journey. I just need a coach to help me get to that extra level, because like I said, I'm never satisfied with my physique. I'm always looking to improve it each and every day. So my current coach for me right now, I still have a coach now, and I would say I'm pretty healthy, pretty good position where I'm at right now. But I still have a coach right now trying to help me get the 10% body fat, to get that extra 10, 15 pounds off. And walking like this, doing extra shit like this that I wasn't normally doing, even on my regular diet, and even when I was training by myself, I wasn't doing all this extra shit that I'm currently doing. But I've realized that this is sacrifice and shit I have to do to get to where I want to get to. So like I said, it all goes back to sacrifice and embracing discomfortability, because you have to realize most people who are big and overweight, which is literally 80% of the United States, they got to that point because they embraced their comfortability, they embraced their very stable life, not doing anything crazy, not doing any strenuous physical activity. But you have to realize, guys, if you want to be in a relatively fit state, you have to challenge your body physically and mentally. And to do that, you have to step out of your comfort zone each and every day and just make it a part of your identity. Because I'm gonna just put it this way. If you're seriously locked in your fitness journey for at least 3 to 6 months, you'll literally change your whole identity. So before you probably were one way, you thought one way. Maybe, I don't know how you were thinking. Maybe for me, I was just thinking lazy thoughts, like, degenerate thoughts. But now that I'm fit and I'm in a good shape, my overall mindset has shifted tremendously. Like, I'm a whole new person now. So I want to just share that with you guys, that you're going to have a lot of physical changes. Not just the physical changes you're going to have once you commit to yourself to sacrificing and giving up those junk foods and all that stuff that you were used to eating. You're going to realize your mindset is going to shift as well, and this overall fitness shit will start to become part of your identity, which is what you'd want. because fitness is not something you do for 6 months and then you quit. Because you can literally lose all that progress. You can literally lose a bunch of progress in a month. If you locked it for 6 months and then fucked around and did nothing for 1 month, you'll be back to square one, and you don't want that. So that's why it's important, especially early on, to lock it for 6 months. And then I would say after those 6 months, you can ease off a little bit, but not take the foot off the gas completely. You still want to keep going to the gym, eating correctly majority of the week. Maybe once you're fit and you're super at your goal, once you're at your goal, then you can maybe, eat out once a week occasionally. But early on in your fitness journey, just to see the most results and really put you in the best position, you're gonna have to try to cut all that shit off from the beginning. As far as eating out, eating junk food, because you want to be able to track your foods, just to know what you're putting in your body on a day-to-day basis. And that's another thing. Tracking your food is gonna be something that's gonna be an adjustment for a lot of people. And it's something that you're gonna have to embrace, because the only way to really lose weight consistently and know how you're gonna lose weight consistently is literally tracking your foods. I use MyFitnessPal, track my foods, track my workouts. People look at me crazy at work when I'm literally weighing my sauce. I weigh all the sauces I pour in my food. I weigh my foods. My coworkers look at me crazy, because like I said, they're not used to doing shit out of the norm. They're used to ordering pizza, ordering fast food. They literally today at my job, they literally ordered Olive Garden. They catered Olive Garden at work, and I just looked at the catering food just to see what it was. All they catered was pasta and that Olive Garden bread. So they ultimately just catered a bunch of carbs. Even if I wanted to maybe have a taste of whatever they catered, I wasn't even gonna try it, because all they ended up catering was pasta and bread, which is just straight up carbs, which is not what I need. I need protein, I need a mixture of vegetables, I need everything. So see what I mean? That small thing shifted in my brain when they brought catering food, and they were asking me, hey, come on, Edward, why don't you eat this food with us? I mean, we catered it for you, it's free. I don't give a fuck. I'm not eating that shit. That shit is not helping me out to get to my goals. It's literally all just carbs, just pasta, and it wasn't even, I don't think it had any meat in the pasta, it was just pasta. So there was no meat pasta and the Olive Garden bread. The Olive Garden bread is pretty good. I didn't want to take myself so, and I know discipline now. I said, no, I can't eat that. I have my own meal prep. I brought my own lunch. My coworkers have to accept it. But they're gonna keep hounding me each and every day. So that's another thing you're gonna have to realize. Your coworkers, or people you work with in general, just your overall surroundings will start challenging you based on what you're doing, because they're not used to you doing something out of the norm. So that's why it's really, really important, guys, to understand the importance of committing yourself, sacrificing, remembering the importance of sacrifice, discipline, and just giving up what you know you love to do for at least, just giving up what you know you need to give up. Because I think everybody knows what they need to give up when it comes to losing weight and changing their life for the better. But most people, they don't want to do it because they're just comfortable. They're very, very comfortable, and they don't want to be discomfortable. Is that even a word? Most people, they don't want to feel discomfort at all in the slightest bit, which is very bad. And that was me at one point. So like I said, guys, it's really important to understand the importance of embracing discomfort and understanding that you're going to need to sacrifice to get to your goals. So hopefully you guys took away some important, valuable information from this video. And yeah, man, I'll see you in the next one. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Great King Edward. And I'm out.